You are lying awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, convinced something is wrong with you. You fell asleep fine. You slept for a few hours. And then, for no apparent reason, you woke up, completely alert, unable to get back to sleep, mind running at full speed in the middle of the night. Modern medicine has a name for this. It calls it sleep maintenance insomnia. It treats it as a disorder. Millions of people take medication for it. Therapists work with patients to eliminate it. The entire framework of sleep science is built around the idea that healthy sleep means one continuous, uninterrupted block of 7 to 9 hours. Here is what nobody told you. For most of human history, waking up in the middle of the night was not a disorder. It was normal. It was expected. It even had a name. The Romans called it the first sleep and the second sleep, prima somnus and secundus somnus. They did not sleep in one block, they slept in two. And the hour between them? The hour you are currently lying awake, convinced something is wrong, was not insomnia. It was the most productive hour of the day. Historians, neuroscientists, and sleep researchers have spent the last 30 years quietly dismantling everything we think we know about how humans are supposed to sleep. What they found changes not just how you understand your nights, but how you understand your days. The historian Roger Ekirch spent 16 years searching through diaries, court records, medical texts, and literature from across the pre-industrial world. He published his findings in 2001 in a paper that landed like a quiet bomb in sleep research. His conclusion? Before artificial lighting, virtually everyone on Earth slept in two separate phases. The first sleep began shortly after dark, roughly 8 or 9 in the evening for most people, and lasted approximately 4 hours. Then people woke, naturally, completely. Without alarm clocks, without anxiety, without any sense that something had gone wrong. This waking period lasted approximately 1 hour, sometimes longer. People used it differently, depending on who they were and where they lived. In medieval Europe, people prayed during this hour. The church had specific prayers designated for the time between first and second sleep. In Rome, the wealthy used it for reading, correspondence, conversation with household members. Physicians recommended it for sexual activity, on the theory that both partners would be rested enough to be present, but relaxed enough for conception. The poor used it for practical tasks, checking on animals, tending fires, doing work that the heat of the day made impossible. Then, the second sleep began, another 4 hours, ending at dawn. Ekirch found references to this pattern in sources from ancient Rome, medieval Europe, Africa, South America, and East Asia. It was not a European quirk or a class distinction. It was the default human sleep architecture across cultures and centuries. The single 8-hour block we now consider normal did not exist before artificial lighting. Here is where the neuroscience becomes genuinely strange. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Wehr conducted an experiment at the National Institute of Mental Health. He took 14 healthy volunteers and removed artificial light from their lives for 4 weeks. No electric lights after dark, just candles and natural darkness. Within 3 weeks, every single participant had spontaneously shifted to a 2-phase sleep pattern. They fell asleep a few hours after dark. They slept for approximately 4 hours. They woke up naturally and lay quietly awake for 1 to 2 hours. Then they fell back into a second sleep lasting another 4 hours. Wehr measured their hormone levels throughout. What he found during the waking hour between the two sleeps was extraordinary. Prolactin levels, a hormone associated with deep relaxation, meditative states, and the specific neurological quiet that occurs during REM sleep, were dramatically elevated. Not just slightly higher. The prolactin levels during the waking hour between first and second sleep matched levels typically only seen in meditating monks and people in states of deep prayer. The participants described the experience in strikingly similar terms. Unusually calm, deeply rested while awake, thoughts flowing without anxiety, a quality of mental stillness that none of them experienced during normal daytime waking. They were not awake in the way we are awake during the day. They were in a distinct neurological state that modern life has essentially eliminated, and the Romans used this state deliberately. Roman writers documented the hour between first and second sleep with a consistency that only makes sense if it was a real, recognized phenomenon in their culture. Livy described military commanders reviewing battle plans during this hour. The quiet of the night, combined with the unusual mental clarity, made it the preferred time for strategic thinking. Pliny the Younger wrote about using this time for dictating letters and working through difficult correspondence. Marcus Aurelius, whose meditations are essentially a private journal of philosophical reflection, almost certainly wrote many of his entries during this window. The prose has a quality of nighttime stillness that daytime writing rarely achieves. Roman physicians were explicit about the medical significance of this period. Galen, the most influential physician of the ancient world, wrote that the hour between first and second sleep was when the body completed its most important restorative work. Not during sleep itself, but during this quiet, waking window. Modern neuroscience has an explanation for why this might be true. The transition between first and second sleep involves a specific sequence of hormonal activity. Cortisol begins its slow rise toward morning, growth hormone peaks, and the brain cycles through memory consolidation processes. The prolactin-elevated waking state that Wehr documented appears to be a natural window in which the brain integrates the processing done during the first sleep before beginning the second phase. In other words, the hour between first and second sleep is not wasted time. It is functional neurological time, a built-in processing window that the brain uses whether or not you are conscious for it. The Romans were conscious for it. They used it. The two-phase sleep pattern began disappearing in the 17th century. The cause was not industrial revolution or alarm clocks. It was street lighting. As European cities began installing oil lamps and then gas lamps on streets, the hard boundary between day and night softened. Social activity extended later into the evening. The upper classes began staying up past midnight, a status signal that you had light and leisure. The working classes followed as lighting became cheaper. By the 19th century, the two-sleep pattern had been largely replaced by a single extended sleep in wealthy urban populations. By the time Thomas Edison commercialized the electric light bulb in the 1880s, the transition was nearly complete. And then something happened that had never happened before in human history. Doctors started seeing patients complaining of waking in the middle of the night and being unable to return to sleep. Sleep maintenance insomnia, as a clinical complaint, appears in medical literature only after artificial lighting became widespread. Before that, there is almost no record of it. Not because people did not write about their health, because there was nothing to complain about. Waking in the middle of the night was normal. The problem arose when the hour between first and second sleep, which had always been a calm, prolactin-rich meditative window, became instead an anxious vigil, because the person lying awake had been told that normal sleep means never waking at all. The disorder is not waking up. The disorder is believing that waking up is wrong. If you wake at 2 a.m. and cannot sleep, you are not broken. You are running the original human sleep architecture. The question is not how to get back to sleep faster. The question is what you do with the hour you have been given.